You give revision, you give tuition, you give them all, but ultimately, sadly, our syllabus is redundantly outdated and filled with a lot of information which is no more required. The students of 5th, 6th standard, what they study today, are not studying for 2030 what kind of jobs will be created or the career will be happening. They are studying about something which has no connection to their present life. With the NEP, frankly speaking, 2021, 2022, we should have our syllabus set and ready post-COVID, even if it is in a digital mode. But do you think it's going to happen? It's going to happen? It's
No, it will
happening
take
at
time. It
snail
will
pace.
take time. Yeah.
It's happening at snail pace. Slow, slow, slow. फिर क्या है? Go, go, go. कहाँ चलें?
Okay.
Like Sheikh Mohammed of Dubai said, Sheikh Mohammed of Dubai said, I want better education, better healthcare, better infrastructure, better roads for my people now, not after 20 years. India being the most young country in the world with a population 60% below 35 years of age, which is much, much bigger than Canada, Europe put together. We can be the economy of the world if the education is gone in the way it should have gone, and it should go. And who will develop such a students and characters and individuals? It is we, the teachers. We are the ones who are going to create the India for the future.
Thank
First,
you very
then
much. Thank you very much, Mr. Mohammad Rafai. You are right. But we have to understand the limitations of our country, because our country is a very vast country. And
large,
secondly, yes, large country. And secondly, most.
densely populated.
Yes, densely populated, and then we have 60% of people living in the villages, and then below poverty line.
Huh?
So
Okay.
these factors are there that also we have to keep in mind. But you are right that once we have brought something, first we have to plan in such a way that we can implement immediately in our schools, because we cannot wait for the good things happening for long. So Mrs. Reena is with us. Mrs. Reena, may I request you to kindly introduce yourself, and then we'll move further with your point of view about upskilling and upscaling.
Okay.
This is Reena. Yeah.
Mrs. Reena Singh, principal.
Hello. Can you
Yes,
hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
yes, you
Yeah,
are.
we can.
Okay, okay. So, good evening, everyone. And I just joined this meeting and heard a few minutes what Mr. Mohammed was saying. And he rightly mentioned that in this time, what we have to prepare ourselves, we were not prepared for this time. So similarly, there will be unforeseen situations in future as well. So we need to prepare ourselves emotionally first. People were not emotionally ready. Of course, their mind was saying that there are hopes and definitely the vaccine will be there. But again, there was a lot of turmoil in at their emotional front. So I would say that teachers training program should highlight emotionally, psychologically more. It is not just about academics, what we have to bring out from them, the students and ourselves first, because first we need to be, do, and then say. I always believe that what we are trying to achieve from children, first it should reflect from our own behavior. So if we are unstable, what will be the outcome? So the outcome would be our own reflection. Sometimes we see a child and we can tell very clearly that what is happening at home. If the child is not behaving properly, firstly we dig out what are the reasons. Is there any unrest in the family, or is there any problem in the classroom? So it is very important for us to start from known to unknown. The journey always begins from known. What we know now, we are not aware of the future, but are we geared up enough to bring out the best from us and from our children? So for that, if I reflect on my own career, I started my journey as a trainee, became a teacher, coordinator, and principal in the very first school. And the credit goes to my training. It never happened if I wouldn't have trained myself. And fortunately, I had nice management who firstly gave me one training to begin my career as a trainee, Montessori training in Bangalore. So I would give all the credits to my training because that was required at that time. So I set up all those Montessori labs in MP. We were the first school in MP, Satyasai School, where we set up 4 Montessori labs. And teachers used to come from Indore, Bhopal, and other far different places. So we started Montessori training program in our own campus. So we were 4 trainees who were given this opportunity to set up labs, start those teachers training program in-house. So we created some courses, like short duration courses, starting from 3 days to 3 months, 6 months, and 1 year. And a lot of people got trained from that center, first center that was in MP. And the awareness built in such a way that why this school has no case of violence. So this school had another beauty of value education, which will never die. I would say the time may change, but our moral education will never die. So we need to hold on to those values, which is universal. I won't say be at IB school. I worked in CBSE, IB. Now I'm working with IEYC school, and I've handled all kinds of curriculum for early years and primary school. But one core value is always the same, that love, truth, non-violence, peace. These attributes never go away. Maybe you may change different words, empathy, passion, or compassion, or you may say principled child, or inquirer. So these are all natural stuff in children, and we need to identify our own core values first. So if we are reflecting as a role model that yes, I'm calm in this odd time or different times, the children will reflect the same. So firstly, and I mean, foremost thing which I reflect as per my own understanding as a learner, that we need to be calm in any situations. Then you can think through and you can come up with a lot of solutions. So the problem solving skill is the key. If we first highlight as far as skills are concerned, thinking is already there. The children learn how to analyze, how to come up with solutions. They themselves have research skills in them, but we need to give that opportunity. Suppose there is everything good in the school, and if we cut off the light or there's no supply of water, children will think why it has happened. So give them some artificial scenario so that they can come up with the real situation in life. That is very important. So we should always focus on the skill. Then I moved to DPS Indrapuram for 4 years. There we highlighted the importance of kindergarten method and playway. So I got training from Mumbai Center, and I was a certified trainer for value education. Advanced diploma I completed. Based on research, I did some research program on my own, that why Mary had a little lamb. This is such an old poem. What is the relevance in today's time where the love and share and care is more important? So we created 150 songs for early years and primary school children. So in the assembly, if they are singing together, the feeling, the moral value that comes out naturally in them through storytelling, through a lot of drama, through role plays, we used to depict in the assembly. So when there is a mass who is observing as role models, we were on the stage, and gradually it was taken over by students themselves. They used to prepare their own assemblies. And it was a beautiful learning. So we trained around 300 teachers in this school, where when I joined, there was no moral education subject. It was there lying a book in the bag, but it was of no use. So we utilized it in such a way that it becomes a practical learning for them. After that, when I joined another preschool that was way back in 2006 in Gen Next in Noida. So there I started exploring other material that is called Reggio Emilia approach. And I gave training to almost 50 teachers in my setup. And we had beautiful daycare center in that school. That was a superb hit in that time because we gave live streaming. Now, when you think of live streaming, that means no mistakes are acceptable because you are right in front of the camera. So we gave different kind of training to the teachers plus admission team, that how you have to represent. We should never overcommit or undercommit anything, but what parents are paying for, they should feel that it's value for money. So when I'm talking about the outcome, it is not just about the field or education, academic, co-curricular. You may give hundreds of names, but the teachers should be trained enough to have this confidence that if there is no music teacher around, I am capable enough. So we used to give trainings on songs, dances, aerobics, and even yoga. So all my teachers used to get these kind of training, meditation. So they feel that I am a complete teacher. I am the one who can deliver the maximum. My children should not be deprived of any kind of education. And because this is nurturing the personality eventually. And counseling sessions are very important. So we used to give a lot of sessions to the teachers by a trained counselor. I used to give them a lot of training. How do you deal with a lot of questions? And parents have, big aspirations. Their ambition is like, my child who is in nursery should complete the syllabus of MSc. That is not possible. So all
Wow,
my
Reena ma'am, wow, your journey is so fantastic and it's like amazing. And everywhere I can find there is a role of training because
Yes.
your management was so kind to provide you, and then you yourself were so keen to go for the trainings and then equipped yourself with latest techniques,
Yes.
latest methodologies. That's very, very important. Your personal zeal, your personal enthusiasm, your personal willingness. Otherwise, so if school arranges any training, I have seen some of the teachers saying, क्या headache है, एक हम खाई का दिमाग खराब करने आ गए, इतना जाओ वहां ट्रैवल करके आओ, क्या बोलते हैं वो वही तो बोलते हैं हर ट्रेनिंग में. But I also remember that in my school also, when I joined first in Hamdard Public School, there also we used to have lots of trainings in-house, and plus there were lots of invitations coming from outside also, and there were some paid trainings also. So whenever there was any call for the training, I was the first one to raise the hand. And I remember
Same
one,
here.
yes, I remember
Same
one
here.
incident that one madam came to teach us about she was teaching about singular and plural, how to teach in the class in the interesting way. So somewhere we have to add only S and somewhere we have to add ES. So how we can make two groups and circles and these type of activities were going on. She taught us how to teach interestingly. Then she said, I want one volunteer who can wipe the board because I am allergic to the dust.
Dust.
Yeah, because that time we used to have that chalk and board.
Now you have
Everything is
dust-free
a
chalk.
smart- Yes, and dust-free chalks are also there. So then I was the one, I just immediately volunteered and I went there. Everybody laughed at me. The teachers, that they think that they are like, they have their own egos. And they think that if we are going and if we are doing such type of task, it is like, this is a task of an attendant or maybe some clerk. So that time ma'am said one sentence and I still remember, and by the grace of God, I think she has only mentioned, that's why I am here. She said that whosoever has volunteered for my workshop to help me in this, I have seen her becoming vice principal. It was that time when I was just a fresher. I have just joined this school. So that time I said, but ma'am, I don't have such intention and I don't think that I'm going to be the vice principal, because it was too far for me at that time. When you are just like fresher, you have just graduated yourself and you have entered into the school, and then you can't think of going there because there are so many things in between, and then you can go. So I think that these are, I also feel 100% agree with you that these trainings and workshops and all these things play a very important role in our career growth. Yes. So today we are talking about upscaling and upskilling. Mr. Rifai has already explained and he has already given his thoughts on this. See, so only upskill is enough, or we have to move? Upskilling should lead us to upscale, fitting in the new employment equation. Now I request you that what do you think about this, about upscaling for any staff of any teacher? Basically, we are discussing here the teachers' issues.
Okay. So firstly, interpersonal relationship, which plays very important role amongst teachers. So whenever somebody joins my organization, I always say that take everybody's comment as an honest critic. Because the moment you start accepting somebody's comment or reflection on your own work, and you say it, okay, if ma'am is not saying, that doesn't mean that I will not accept it. Everybody is a learner in the group, and we all are team with different qualification backgrounds, but together the same dedication, hard work goes well, just to uplift the organization. So everybody starts taking those comments in a positive spirit. That was the first thing in orientation, I always say. And later on, when they gradually upscale, and next year I reflect, okay, during 1 year, what have you learned? So make a presentation on your own, what words you have used the same way. Okay, how much you have learned during this 1 year. So they themselves used to give their own reflection in terms of learning be it skills or any areas where they wanted to learn. Some teachers are very honest. They used to say that, ma'am, we can't sing. My, throat is not so good. So I said, okay, you can try. Every child, you say that you must sing. So similarly, in my group also, everybody should sing together. So we used to dance together, sing, yoga. So every year, if you give them an opportunity, they start thinking. And every month, every week, they used to write their own diaries, that what they have learned, the new skill, or together, if they are doing brainstorming after the classes, once the classes gets over, they sit together, they do brainstorming. This child is not working, in the desired manner. So upscaling is very important, that we are also improving. I achieved 7 degrees after my marriage. So I am parallelly to my job. So that is not impossible task. Everybody can do it, whether it's a paid program or it is sponsored by the school. But I grabbed that opportunity. Like ma'am said, that I was the first volunteer every time. So I've seen her working when I visited Dubai, and the kind of, spirit she had in that school. And I've never seen that big school in my life, having 6,000 plus children. And it was like a university for me. And I was so surprised, how do you manage? But she was so quick in her tasks, the deliverance, that the kind of attention she gave me as a host, I've never experienced this in my life. She made sure that I'm reaching well and I'm arriving at the school at the right time, in the right manner, and welcomed. So having those many children, having one task on her head where she had to showcase, give a presentation to the ministry, she made sure that everything is precise and done on the right time. So that kind of commitment comes only when you have those, basic moral values and ethics, and something you have to give it to the society back. Now what she's doing is fabulous task, and we must upscale, learn all those things which are hidden, which are not on the paper or something. That comes when you contact such a person, such a great personality. You learn from people. Sometimes one experience can change your life and transform ourselves. So we should not waste on that what if I don't join, what if I don't do it, काम तो चल रहा है. No, you have to upscale, because that's the demand of this time, because you have to talk to the parents, you have to show them the future. You are 21st century skill teacher. So that confidence comes only when you are doing such training programs.
Thank you very much, Madam Reena. Now I think Mohammad Rafai has joined us back, and we have some lovely teachers with us. Already Fatma ma'am has asked the questions, and Sambhavi ma'am also asked the question. Pooja ma'am wanted to ask something. Yes, Pooja ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, sir. Good evening, Reena ma'am.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm sorry I cannot on my video as I'm not ready today. So I just have some questions. I'm a pre-primary coordinator. And the same question I want to ask you, like, in the pre-primary level, we have to give them, it's an activity and theme-based learning for the small
Yes.
kids. So whenever we are, this time it's COVID and the school cannot open, even we don't know in 2020 when it will open or not. So we have to be ready according to that. So now sometime we are giving our students some, role play, like for example, 26th Jan tomorrow. So we have function today. I will give you the today's example only. So what is the teacher work or what is the coordinator work or whatever? We are giving our students the same picture, whatever they have to make. Like if he is going to be a Kalpana Chawla, so we are sending the pictures, we are sending the dialogues, we are giving everything. But sometimes why the parents don't want to do that? We are providing everything. So, like Muhammad sir said, we have to give more and more efforts. So I think we are giving more efforts. We are giving everything to them. But why the parents don't want to do that? They are giving the, ma'am, I was not able to do that. So sometimes I feel like why we are
अरे
giving
एक
everything
बच्चे
to
को
them.
नहीं
They
संभाल
don't
पा
want
रहे,
to do
20
that.
बच्चे को कैसे संभालेगा? That question you would have had.
So that question I have, like when we are giving everything to the parents, because we know, like the mother, she have to do all the tasks at home. She have to see the kids, she have to see the husband or the joint family, but they have to do this thing also, na? Why they don't want to do
Okay,
that?
Pooja dear, understood. We understood your question and your worry also. Reena ma'am is here to give you some practical tips.
Yes,
Sir.
yes.
Yeah, so Pooja, first of all, we need to encourage parent and a child to choose the character. We need to involve them in this journey. because it's not about the outcome. We should be more concerned about the process.
Process.
So we need to set our process in such a way that everybody is participating. So firstly, you ask the child, your parents are getting involved, which one is going to pick the character, and you have a session with the parent on one-to-one basis. Then they will not deny on that because they have taken the responsibility. Here we have to transfer the ownership. Ownership doesn't lie all the time on the teacher. Ownership goes with the parents also.
Yes.
And there could be one parent, because if father is busy, mother can take that responsibility. If mother is busy, father, or mutually they can decide. So dialogues also should be less because it's about the participation, which is more important.
Yeah.
So let them choose the dialogues, let them take the ownership, let them. So voice and choice, this is very important. You are giving them the voice, you are giving them the choice. So that's
Thank you very much. I think,
Thank you,
Pooja ma'am, you got your answer. Now we have come to the end of our today's show. The time is already, we have taken 10 minutes extra, but never mind. What I want to say is that Reena ma'am, we have decided to go for some sort of training for the teachers because you are so experienced and learned, and we have in the team many more such type of people who are ready to help. So I just request Muhammad Rafai first that highlight the importance of training, and then I request you to kindly say briefly that what exactly is the idea behind this training. Yes, Muhammad Rafai.
Yes. What kind of training you want me to explain to them, right?
Okay,
Is it
first,
in
then
total?
let first Reena ma'am explain that which type of training we are doing, and then you can
Yes.
speak about, yes.
Yes. Okay, fine. Sure.
So if I'm talking about the teachers, I would definitely want them to understand the importance of early childhood education and care. Sometimes we miss that word care and we always focus on education. So we want to highlight the importance of care, which comes from the parent side as well. So we have aligned some workshops for the parents, some workshop for the teachers, or collectively together, because even moms are parents. So that will be very good insight that what are the learning milestones, what if there is some behavioral pattern which is reflecting the slow aspect of learning. So we will overcome with all kinds of solution. There will be psychological pattern also behind every problem. There are teachers and counselors on board, they are very experienced, and we have collated all the best ideas, having all the best people on board. So we have come up with 3 months training program initially, and we have designed our modules in such a way that it suffices the need of today's time as well as the futuristic requirements. So this is what we have in place. And certification is very important. So we have a very senior person on board who will be providing the certificate, so that wherever you go with a pride that this is what I have achieved during this phase. And there could be different modules. So initially 3 months, and then it could be, furthermore.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Reena
See,
ma'am. And let me just inform them that the certification is in collaboration with ACE Singapore, that is the International Institute of Innovation. And the certification will be done in collaboration with Singapore and with the EduFam International, New Delhi. So certification also plays very important role. Yes, Mohammad
exactly.
Rifai, sir.
Training is to transform. You want to transform, you have to attend training of any sort. It can be the way how to dress, how to talk,